So if you've been running YouTube ads for some time now, maybe in the last couple of years, you've noticed that the audience creation process has changed. So we actually have a few videos on our channel where we talk about that specifically, where you create custom audiences specifically in a different way now, right? So today's video, we're gonna show you how this three-step process can actually help you have more control over your audiences, right? Because there's a different way to create custom segments that most people don't know about, and it's using one specific tool called Google Ads Editor. And we're gonna dive into my screen so we can go through these different steps together and really show you what we're talking about. Okay, so we're in my screen now, and we're showing you the campaign objective portion of the Google Ads. Specifically, we're gonna do the video campaign because we're gonna be talking about the custom segment audiences for YouTube ads specifically. So I'm just gonna walk you through how you would normally do the setup for a drive conversions campaign and how to create the audiences here, because there's really no way around using the dashboard on Google Ads, but I'm gonna show you a quick way, a fast way to create these audience segments using the Google Ads Editor. So let's look at how you would do this normally. You would go here, right? Typically you would say sales, leads, or just create a campaign without a goals guidance, which is something that we recommend as well, just to have a little bit more flexibility with the different options. But in this case, the subtype is drive conversions. Okay, so this looks fairly familiar, right? For everybody that's done YouTube ads before, nothing out of the ordinary, right? So yeah, we could just leave the campaigns as is. That's fine. I'm just gonna put a dollar amount here. Network is fine. And we're gonna go to the audience section, right? So in the past, this wasn't here, okay? This was a very different way of doing it. Here now, it asks you to add in an audience, okay? So typically, when you go here, you can create new audience. So Google has actually changed their way of doing this. And again, we've explained that in several videos, so I'm not gonna dive too much into it, but essentially they kind of almost obligate you to add in your data, even though you can save the audience without adding your data. But here's a way that you can create your segment, right? So let's say you want to do a custom affinity audience, I don't know, Amazon, right? And then here it's basically Amazon FBA course. Okay, I'm just doing an example here, and you basically save that. So that's your custom segment. Now, when you do that, what's gonna happen is they're going to still prompt you to add in more data here, okay? So, more data, we're referring to customer data, like YouTube visitors, a customer list, right? There's a GA4 segment now that you can use here. YouTube users, people that have viewed YouTube videos that you have available. So they prompt you to do it this way, okay? And here, this is around interest. So a lot of people do use this and they stack their audiences. Now, I'm gonna explain why this is not a good idea, okay? This is interest stacking, and this is a very, let's say, troublesome way of testing things, okay? Because it's spaghetti testing. We've mentioned it in various videos, but it's really difficult for you to identify what's working, right? Like, what's that variable that's actually working on your account? So you don't want to go this route, because you're gonna add your data here, and then you're gonna add in-market audiences or different affinity audience, right? And it's just gonna be a stacked audience. And let's say, sure, the campaign worked, it took off, and then it stopped working all of a sudden. Like, how do you know what actually moved the needle, right? Because this is what Google is saying, hey, don't worry, feed us the information and we'll show it to the people that are most likely to convert. That's great and all, but wouldn't you like to have a little bit more control, right? So this is why this tip right now is going to be a game changer for you in your campaigns and the way that you're testing different ideas.
Hey, really quickly, if you are somebody that's looking to get into YouTube ads, whether you want to do it yourself or you want it completely done for you, what I recommend is that you go down to the description of this video and click on the top link. What that will allow you to do is book a free strategy session with somebody on our team, where we will sit down with you completely for free and see if YouTube ads make sense for your business. And with that, let's jump back into the video.
So what we want to do is not create an audience here. We just leave this blank. Okay, so we leave the audience section blank. So we added the video, we create the campaign. So remember, we skipped the audience part. Now the next step is you go to ads.google.com, you'll be able to look at solutions. Okay, you can go to solutions and you hit the Google Ads editor and you should be able to see something like this. Okay, make changes across your campaigns. Okay, once you see this, then you want to do is download the Google Ads editor. Okay, so you click it, and once it downloads, and you will see a page very similar to this, a little prompt, and you'll be able to actually add your accounts. This actually connects to your dashboard and you will be able to see something like this, right? So once you're here, I know it looks a little cumbersome, but it's not. Believe me, you just need to practice using this, and you need to see specific buttons that you want to click on, right? So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm trying to bring in this campaign that we created just now, okay? I'm gonna bring it into the Google Ads editor because we're gonna do something with that. So this is the second step, is we're going to import the changes here. So the way that we do this is once it's linked and you're logged into the Google Ads editor, we go to get recent changes, go to basic, and then you're gonna hit campaigns I select. Okay, you see how it's looking for it? So now I'm gonna find the campaign for today. This is today's date. We hit okay. And now it's downloading that campaign into my local Google Ads editor, okay? And here it is, okay? So that is the campaign, all right? And the third and final step that you're gonna do is you're gonna duplicate this campaign. You're gonna type in campaign here, okay, where it says manage. Once you type in campaign, you should see something like this, okay? What you can do here is you can actually type in Control-C and Control-V, right? Or just right-click, copy, and paste it. And now what we did is we duplicated the campaign. Now, why would we duplicate the campaign? Guys, when we duplicate the campaign, we're gonna change the settings, because what happens is in the ads editor, if you go in here, and if you go to the ad group level, when you type in ad group here and manage, here at the bottom, this is your audience targeting settings, okay? Notice that it's grayed out and I'm not able to make any changes, okay? So that's the reason why we duplicate the campaign. So yes, again, you can do the custom segment the other way. You can create the audience in a different way, but it's almost like you feel like it's incomplete, right? And in this case scenario, we're actually in more control by switching the targeting audience, right? So I found that this is just the easiest way to doing this, and it's gonna help you in the long haul when you're testing isolated audiences, okay? So again, we duplicate the campaign, and now we're here and we have the audience segment selected, okay? Since we selected the audience segment, now we go to audience, we type it in, and here's the audience segment. Sure, you might have audiences here that you've already created in the past in the shared library, and that's fine, and it includes a lot of this stuff here. But if you have the audience segment, it just makes it easy for you to just create it. And you wanna hit the plus sign here, add audience segment on the ad group level. For example, here's that Amazon FBA course that you created, and you don't have to worry about adding, your customer data. You don't have to worry about adding anything else. That's just the custom audience that you want to do, okay? So that is one way of doing it. Obviously, once you're in the audience manager, you have different audiences created, they will show up here, right? So like if you go to audience, if you want to select it, all of the audiences that you create in the audience manager in the custom segments, it's going to show up here. And that is it for that particular hack, if you will, of just kind of selecting the audience segments individually without the necessity of adding more audiences to the shared library. Just basically keep it as your audience segment. And the tip that we have for you guys is that you'll have more control over your campaign and be able to test out one individual interest or one individual competitor at any given moment. And that is the tip that we have for you guys today. And this is one way that you can go about it using Google Ads Editor and duplicating the campaign. And then once you duplicate the campaign, you'll be able to select audience segment in your audience targeting settings in the ad group level. So that is it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications to get notified when we have some new YouTube ad content your way. We'll see you on the next video.